in almost all the sector, helping hand or menial work and whatever the other thing that has to be done by Shudras. Right? Other than that, any other question to be asked? Any doubts to be clarified? While giving some points with respect to early Vedic period and later Vedic period, you make sure that you go through all these things while writing CAPF examination. Okay, for UPSC also, but the thing is UPSC, you need to understand the question with respect to UPSC. Whatever we have done as a whole in class, those things would be tested at your examination. Are you getting me? Right? So I'll again, because this is one among the topics where people gets confused, so I want to make sure that I would try to recap the entire thing in 5 to 10 minutes. Then we will move ahead with respect to later Vedic period. Fine? When we talk about early Vedic period, I was talking about Aryans, right? Who were Aryans? Arya in turn refers to cultivation, right? Cultivation. So they were the people who were participant with respect to cultivation. And the other meaning of Arya is nothing but respected. Respected, right? So that is the thing. And when we talk about Veda, right? Veda means, Veda comes from the word called Vid, V-I-D, Vid. Vid in turn refers to knowledge. Veda refers to knowledge. Okay? So when we talk about these people, that is Vedic Aryans, the only source, the major source of history is their literary works. Fine? When we talk especially or specifically with respect to early Vedic Aryans, the source of history is Rig Veda, which was compiled in and around 1500 to 1300 BC. Okay. 1500 to 1300 BC. And the basic aspect with respect to these Vedic people are, they were linguistic. So that is one among the things that has to be remembered. And when I was talking about there were common ancestors, right? So with respect to a group of people such as Indians, Germans, Persians, as well as Romans, right? So all these people were living together. At some point of time, they were splitted into many people, that is many places. So that is why in most of the cases the words are similar. Pater, matter, right? Pitri, Matri. So Pitri, Matri is Sanskrit. Pater, matter is, that is Roman. Fine. So all these things, make sure that these people are the ancestors of Aryans come from same place. They might have lived together. So that is what Max Muller, the famous scholar with respect to history, says that. Fine. So when we talk about other aspects with respect to these people, right? So these people, especially Aryans, so their homeland is considered to be, that is southern Russia, southern part of Russia and parts of Central Asia, to be specific. So that is what these people say. And what were the other things that has to be remembered by you people with respect to these Vedic Aryans? What was the political condition of these people, right? So when we talk about political condition, monarchy was prevalent, right? Monarchy, king was the head, right? He used to be assisted by two people, that is priestly class people. Priest, head priest would be there, as well as another person, he is Senapati or commander-in-chief, right? And there were two organizations, Sabha and Samiti. So all these things curtailed the power of king, right? So king was called as Raja or Rajan. Okay. So the basic unit of the kingdom was Grama. Grama was ruled by Gramini, right? Group of Gramas put together called as Viz, Vishaya, Viz or Vishaya, right? So Vishaya was ruled by Vishayapati, right? So then group of Vishayas were in turn ruled by whom? Jana. The group of Vishaya in turn put together are called as Jana, right? So Jana, when we talk about Jana, Jana was ruled by the king himself, right? So Raja or Rajan. So that is the basic thing that we have gone through, right? So this was the time frame between 1500 to 1000 BC. Now we have to understand, right? So what about the social condition? Social condition, we are going to talk about social condition. So this is the best time period for women, right? This is the best time for them, because in most of the cases they were respected like anything. They were treated equivalent with respect to men, right? So that is the thing. Now what we see with respect to this thing is, family was the basic unit of the people, right? The head of the family was called Kulapati, right? Father was the head, and he was called as Kulapa or Kulapati, right? And the other most important thing is, father used to take almost all the important decisions with respect to the family, right? There are evidences father had made his son blind due to, it is an instance which has been mentioned in Rig Veda, right? Made him blind. Father made his own son blind because he was indulging in too much of gambling, right? So father played very important role with respect to marriage of their children, right? So there were two set of properties. One is movable property and another one is immovable property. Immovable property is nothing but land, and movable properties are cattle, right? So cattle, everything. So those comes under movable property. So there was property, so inheritance was there, right? And when we talk about marriages, there were marriage was considered very that is very pure thing, and marriage should not be broken. So that was the thing with respect to marriage. And when we talk about marriage itself, again the concept of dowry comes. It was there, right? So at times Vadu Dakshina was there. Most of the time Vara Dakshina was there. Vadu Dakshina in turn refers to the son-in-law has to give money or any sort of thing to the father-in-law in order to purchase the bride. So that is what with respect to Vadu Dakshina. You people know what is Vara Dakshina, right? So what is the other thing with respect to marriage? Marriage was not treated compulsory with respect to women. There is no hard and fast rule they has to get married. So that is one thing, right? They were free to live with their father as well as their brothers. That is one among the thing. And when we talk about other aspects, right? Other aspects with respect to women, right? So they had the chance or they had the right to choose whom to marry. So that sort of freedom was given to them, right? So and there were that is monogamy was the nature of the day. Monogamy means single marriage. Polygamy was prevalent at higher class. So that is one among the thing. And polyandry was not known to the people. One woman having many having many husbands. So that is what polyandry is all about, right? So that was the thing. No child marriage, no parda system. Sati, no sati. Sati might have been followed in royal class at very minute level. What is meant by sati? When an husband dies, right? So it is made sure that the wife also dies on the same day. That is, she would jump into the fire. So that is what sati. Sati was noticed in some minor areas, especially with respect to royal families. Is it very clear? So then when we talk about other things, the children has to perform the last rite of their parents. So that was brought into picture. So that is one among the thing. And the other things, what were the other things, right? Law of inheritance was there. Even people used to adopt. Adoption was there. Everything was there. So all these are the basic aspect with respect to Rigvedic society. And when we talk about other aspects, that is, we also talked about education, right? So with respect to education, first and foremost thing, Gurukula system was the basic thing with respect to education. When we talk about Gurukula system, right, the students has to go to teacher and learn many things from teacher, right? They have to stay with the teacher. So that is what Gurukula system is all about. So that is only done after Upanayana. That is only done after a child becomes Dvija or twice born. Are you getting me? Twice born means after Upanayana only all sort of teachings would be taught to the children. Until that, these kids or children were not considered as, not even considered as human beings. Are you getting me? Right? It was just animal. It was just an animal. So that is what their mindset was, right? So that is with respect to education system. They have taught almost all the things. So they were teaching medicine, astrology, astronomy, Vedas, grammar, right? So everything, mathematics, everything was taught at that particular period of time. And these students, after completing their courses, they have to provide Guru Dakshina. So that was also one among the things that was there. And what were the other things with respect to, that is, early Vedic period? Economy, right? So these Vedic people or Aryans were first nomadic people or pastorals, right? So once they got into Saptasindh region, in and around Indus and its tributaries, as well as Saraswati river, right? So all these things put together 7 rivers, right? So Saptasindh region, they started to cultivate. They started to have a settled life. So that is the basic thing with respect to these people. Fine, is it fine? Then what happens? They used to grow almost all kinds of crops, that is barley, wheat, sesame, mustard, and milk products were the food. That was the basic food of the people. Milk and milk products. Please make a note of it, because you will get confused. I think that I have not said, I might have said, I might not have said for you people to note it down. Because there would be option, what is the staple food of Rigvedic Aryans? Barley and wheat. Okay, milk and milk products. Okay, then Yava and other millets. So these are the 4 kind of option they would be giving. Among that, first option what you have to choose is milk and milk products were the first. First preference is that. Are you getting me? The quality of answers has to be understood in in-depth manner while choosing any option. So milk and milk products, I told, they used to eat rice cake, right, as well as wheat cake by mixing it with milk, right or not? And I also said that they were using ghee while consuming food, right or not? So again, that is one among the things. So all these things has to be remembered by you people, right? So that is one among the things that has to be remembered. And what were the other things? What were other things usually? What were other things? First and foremost thing, we also talked about religion as such, right? So religion, when we talk about religion, so these people, Rigvedic people, were giving utmost importance to religion. They were giving utmost importance to religion. They were giving utmost importance to religion. When we talk about religion, the gods were divided into 3 categories, right? One is terrestrial gods, so they were part of Bhumi or Prithvi, right? And another one is celestial gods, heavenly gods, right? Another type of god is aerial gods. So all these were 3 set of gods that we talked about. Among them, Varuna becomes very, very important. Indra becomes again very important, as well as we talk about Agni. All these were major players. All these gods were major players with respect to early Vedic age or early Vedic period, right? And these people were offering whatever it was in excess with them, they were offering it to God, so that the God would in turn fulfill these people's wishes respectively. So that is one among the thing. And when we talk about other things, what were the other things? They also prayed, that is Prajapati, right? So, and we also hear about Rudra, and we also hear about Lord Vishnu. So these two becomes popular in later Vedic period. Are you getting me? Rudra refers to destroyer, Prajapati refers to creator, right? So those were the things that has to be remembered, right? So now we have to talk about later Vedic period, right? Or the other, you try to make that is map. So when we talk about this, that is early Vedic period, which was happening in and around this region. Are you getting me? I told you the other day. It was happening on Sapta Sindh, right? Parts of Afghanistan and up to parts of western part of UP. Right? So that was the thing. It was happening in and around Sapta Sindh. Now what happens? So no, the first and foremost thing is the entire base was shifted from this region to the next region. Right? It was in and around Sapta Sindh, early Vedic period. Now what happens? It would be shifted in these regions. That is Ganga and Yamuna Doab. Ganga and Yamuna Doab. It has been extended like this. Are you getting me? So that is from northwest to southeast. So it is the direction in which this Vedic period has been traveling. Right? Very simple. Yeah. So they started to expand their base in later Vedic period. So this is the time frame between 1000 BC to 600 BC. 1000 to 600 BC. So this is the time period. So what are the sources of history with respect to this particular period of time? Again, we get enormous information about this particular period of time through their literary sources, right? So what are those? That is Yajurveda, Samaveda and Atharvana Veda. So these are the three Vedas through which we get enormous information. Please make sure that you write down this direction, that is diagram. It would make you people understand things in better manner. That is why I am drawing. Okay. So this is later Vedic period. So this is early Vedic period. Let the diagram go in and around. That's not an issue. The thing is, this I am drawing in order to make sure that you people understand the concept in better manner. Are you getting me? If you are done with the diagram, then half of your headache is over. Anyhow, you would be studying. You would be linking, you have to link many things, even geography with respect to history. Right? What were the sources with respect to building of history? Right? So the other three Vedas, except Rig Veda, right? And there were Brahmanas. Right? Brahmanas were nothing but the commentaries on each and every Veda. For Rig Veda, we have Rig Veda Brahmana. For Yajurveda, we have the same. For Sama Veda, we have same. For every Vedas, we have Brahmanas, which in turn, in detail, tells the things, tells the meaning of whatever the hymn which is present in that particular Veda, and which elaborates the rituals that has to be performed or that has to be followed while performing any sort of ritualistic work. So that is the thing that has to be remembered. Brahmanas and Upanishads. Upanishads are the teachings of Guru to the pupil or students. Fine. So these were Aranyakas, forest books, that's what we say. Right? Forest books are called as Aranyakas. It talks about philosophies, philosophical knowledge. It is got through Aranyakas. Right? These were the major source of books which in turn gives elaborate knowledge about these Aryans, that is later Vedic Aryans. Right? So when we talk about later Vedic Aryans, in the same way, whatever we have seen with respect to early Vedic Aryans, we have to understand these later Vedic Aryans in the same manner. Okay? In the same manner, we would be dealing with later Vedic Aryans. Now we have to talk about the political condition at this particular period of time. Fine? Political condition of later Vedic Aryans. When we talk about the political condition of these later Vedic Aryans, first and foremost thing what we have to understand is that it is the stage of empire building. It is the stage of empire building. Why? What was the reason for it? Are you getting me? What was the reason for empire building, that too at this particular period of time, especially in and around 7th century BC onwards? Okay. So what might be the reason? Because you would be able to practically see the shift of place from that is northwest to southeast. So what are the things we would be able to see here in this particular region? I have even written on the board. Fertile land, right or not? Ganga Yamuna Doab. Ganga Yamuna Doab in turn refers to it is very fertile land, and which would in turn make sure that people harvest much higher than usual thing. Right? Again, it is the source from where we get iron. Right? Iron ore. So we get in and around Bihar and UP. So lot of potentiality for iron ore. So this is one among the things. Right? If these two things are there, then other things are possible. Right or not? So that is why this region, especially Magad region, Magad. So in and around Patna. Okay, Bihar and parts of UP, Magad region. So this was playing very predominant role in terms of empire building. Are you getting me? If you can understand, you have to understand this concept in much broader manner. Magad is always known for empire building. I can give you many examples with respect to that. Now let us take the example of Britishers, right? Okay. I hope you people know that French were also part of Indian history, right or not? They were ruling, they were part of Carnatic wars. Carnatic means in modern day, that is whatever Hyderabad and other thing, they played very vital role with respect to that. And they also played very vital role with respect to Pondicherry. Right? French colony it was, French territory it was, right? Both French and English were European people, right or not? Right or not? Both of them were having same agenda, that is to make sure that to capture India over a period of time, right or not? Right? But why the Britishers were successful, not the French?
came from the ends of some cities, but
Sorry, French came?
French only acquired only the few parts of the country, but
Hmm.
the Britishers, they acquired the main important countries in the city, like the central India.
Okay.
Strategy,
What sort of? Both of them were using same set of strategy.
but
Both of them were having very good army, same set of uniform, same set of army, same set of weapons, everything were same.
but they are more. They collaborated with princely states. I think.
These people also, Nizam of Hyderabad.
They collaborated
Nizam,
with British
the Hyderabad was the richest province, I told you people, right? So at the time of annexation, their issue started, right? What are the other things you people can say?
They are more capable in empire than
They, yes, what is the reason I am asking you? You are saying whatever I say. What is the reason? Why they were successful? Why the French were not successful?
divide and rule.
Okay. The thing is, the French participated in a land area, so which is around this part, which is not that fertile when it is compared to here, right or not? So the British won Battle of Plassey and Battle of Buxar, right? So that is 1757, 1764, through which they occupied entire part of central India, right, which is known for its agricultural potential and which is known for its minerals. Here you don't have such a sort of thing which is happening in and around this southern part, right? So this revenue, whatever they get from here, it made them to acquire, over a period of time they acquired Bombay province, they acquired Chennai, that is Tamil, Madras province, okay, they acquired northwestern province, and over a period of 100 years they have captured entire India. 1757 to 1857, right or not? 100 years. 1857 we have first war of Indian independence. Are you getting me? Right, first war of Indian independence happens in and around 1857. So this area becomes very, very important. That is why I tell you, right? So whoever needs to rule India has to mobilize or has to concentrate on central part of India, because 40% of the population stays there. That is Hindi belt, cow belt, that is what we say, cow belt, right? Even today, that is West Bengal plus Bihar plus UP, put together you have 160 seats out of 540, right? If anyone who is able to consolidate around 100 plus seat in that particular area, he would be the person, definitely he would be winning, right or not? So that is the thing that has to be remembered by you people. Now when we talk about these people, that is Vedic Aryans, they dominated this region over a period of time, right? They shifted towards southeast and they concentrated on Ganga Yamuna Doab, right, where they have got enormous wealth in the form of agricultural fertile land and iron ore resources. So these were the key reasons among people for fighting among themselves. At this time, what happens? So there starts the rise of Mahajanapadas. Up to that, we studied about Jana. In early Vedic period, we studied about Jana, right? Jana means in turn territory. Now we get into the concept called Rashtra. The term Rashtra was first used in later Vedic period. Rashtra in turn refers to what? Nation as a whole. Are you getting me? Nation as a whole is called as Rashtra, right? So here starts the activity of empire building. From northwest to southeast, there were many Janapadas. There were many Mahajanapadas. Kosala, Magda, Avanti, right, Gandhara. So there were 16 Mahajanapadas like that. Right. So among the 16, over a period of time, in and around the 6th century BC, 4 Mahajanapadas gained the power. Okay, they become very superior to other people. Right. So this is where the concept of Raja or Rajan is shifted into Maharaja, right, Ekrat, Samrat, Chakravartin, right. So that is the difference. Are you getting? The power of Raja or Rajan, right, becomes much lesser when compared to that of these people one who were ruling in later Vedic period. Are you getting me? The people one who were ruling in the later Vedic period were much powerful than that of the people who were ruling in the early Vedic period. These rulers made sure that they have all the powers within them. Right? So there we would be able to see Sabha, Samiti, Vidata and every organization were there at early Vedic period. But the importance of Sabha and Samiti reduced drastically. You need to compare, yeah, that's it. What is early Vedic period, what is later Vedic period. In early Vedic period, you have checks and balances for Raja or Rajan himself. Are you getting me? You had very limited power. He has to go to Purohit and he has to go to Senapati and he has to listen to Sabha and Samiti. Then he needs to take decision. Here what happens, the Sabha and that is Samiti, its power has been reduced. Okay. Here the power of Raja becomes very high. Very high. He was in a position where he can dictate terms. But he used to listen to the people. There is no doubt about all those things. But the thing is, what you people have to understand, right? He was gaining power. Raja was gaining power. Right? Raja was gaining power in all sense. So that has to be remembered by you people. Right? Then how the administration was done at that particular period of time. Raja has to follow Dharma Shastra, that is law of the land. Are you getting me? Raja has to follow Dharma Shastra, that is law of the land. Law of the land has to be followed by Raja at any cost. Okay? He was considered as Raja only after getting permission from Mother Earth. Are you getting me? He used to pray Mother Earth, give me permission to rule the country, to take my responsibilities. Are you getting me? He used to take. At the same time, there were some yagas and yagnas which in turn made sure that Raja doesn't have any sort of punishment and other thing. Right? So there was Rajasuya Yaga which was conducted. Rajasuya Yaga. Rajasuya Yaga in turn refers to Lord Varuna has to bless the Raja. Lord Varuna has to bless the Raja with all sort of things, with almost all sort of things, so that Varuna himself gets into the body of Raja. That's what the thing was. And he used to give good administration. So that is what with respect to Rajasuya Yaga. Right? So Rajasuya Yaga. Then again, there was a procedure to take water from 17 rivers and do prokshan to the Raja and made sure that he sat on his crown. Right? So Pattabhisheka and everything was to be done. So there were certain things called Agrahoma, which was done by in Dwapara Yuga, that is at the time of Mahabharata, right? Pandavas, who is the head of Pandavas? Dharmaraya, right? So Dharmaraya performs this Agrayaga before taking oath as the king. Okay, he performs it to Lord Krishna himself, because you have to see much the people who is superior than you. Are you getting me? Agra Homa or Agra Yaga, which is done on the day before the coronation of the king, right? So that is the thing which was done in Dwapara Yuga, and Dharmaraya done that puja to Lord Krishna himself. In Kali Yuga, especially in and around this particular period of time, when we talk about Shatavahanas, right? So the Shatavahana ruler, that is Gautami Putra Satakarni, after conquering Shakas as well as Indo-Greeks, as well as he had greater control over central part of India, he made this yaga, and he performed this with respect to his mother, Gautami Balashri. There are evidence with respect to this. So that is what, so around 17 rivers the water has been brought into, and which has been sprinkled, or he had been made to bath with respect to those water before sitting on the chair. So that is the thing that were followed. He was given immunity power. In today's scenario, the President of India and governors are giving immunity power, right? He was given immunity power at that time period itself. He has to be immune. So he should not be having a sort of fear. He should take decisions bravely. So all these things becomes important. That is why he has to be given some sort of immunity. Are you getting me? Right? So when we talk about these people, right, initially the tribes, many tribes, that is many janas, were ruled by, that is Raja or Rajan, right? After that, there is concept called Rajadi Raja, Maharaja Raja. So all these title comes into picture, right? Rajadi Raja, write down. Rajadi Raja. Maharaja, Maharajadi Raja. So these were the titles which were taken by the people who ruled larger kingdoms. The ruler of larger kingdoms were called as Adhiraja, Maharaja, Maharajadi Raja. Okay? So you have some sort of clarity now. And after that, you have Sarvabhauma or Ekrat. Sarvabhauma or Ekrat. So this title has been given to the ruler, one who has conquered in 4 directions, all 4 cardinal directions. He had territories, expanded his territories towards north, south, east, west. For those people, we gave Sarvabhauma, Ekrat. Yes, titles. These were the titles. Sarvabhauma. Sarvabhauma. Sarvabhauma, Ekrat. Then there is another most important person, that is Samrat. He was full sovereign ruler. So he had control over greater part of the entire province, right? Sarva, that is Samrat. So again here we would be able to see hereditary rule. Monarchy and hereditary was part of it. Monarchy means king used to rule. Hereditary means, so the same line, same family used to rule. So that is the thing. And there are evidences with respect to republican character. So there in certain kingdoms, republican kingdoms were there at that particular period of time. So that in turn refers to at some point of time the people choose the ruler among the royal family. Are you getting me? Among the royal family. So this has been mentioned in Aitreya Brahmana. Please make a note of it. So all these things becomes very important for your examination. It is not that you are listening to story and going and right, I know what is what with respect to Vedic period, right? So Aitreya Brahmana mentions about republican character of kingdoms in later Vedic period, right? So I told you earlier also, so the basic thing is the king has to take the permission of earth, right, mother earth, to in order to rule. Now what were the other things that has to be remembered by you people, right? So I told you people that is Sabha, the role of Sabha became very limited. Here again, when we talk about women, I told you in the early Vedic period, women were also participants in Sabha, right or not? Now they are not. Women are not participants with respect to Sabha, right? Women are not participating in terms with respect to Sabha. And what is the other thing? So the people of higher class, especially merchants, traders, they were part of Sabha. Brahmanas, scholars were part of Sabha. So that was the thing with respect to Sabha. They used to assist the king in terms of administration. And we talk about another most important thing, Samiti, right? So Samiti again deal with taking most important decisions with respect to administrative aspects. So when we talk about Samiti, right? So it was more powerful in terms of making policies to the people, right? So it has to address day-to-day problems of the people. It has to address the day-to-day problems of the people. What was the duty of the king? To address Samiti, right? To address the Samiti was the basic thing with respect to the king. And Vidata, in early Vedic period, you have a concept called Vidata, but it is not there in later Vedic period. Are you getting me? The word highest quoted was Vidata in early Vedic period with respect to administrative system. Around 70 plus times, even 100 times, I would, while dictating you certain thing, you would come to know about that, okay? So around 70 to 100 times, Vidata was quoted in Rig Veda, okay? Sabha was quoted around 12 times, I hope so. And Samiti was quoted around 6 to 7 times, okay? So the importance was, much higher importance was given to Vidata. But here Vidata itself is not there, right? So that is one among the things that has to be remembered by you people. So are you getting me? What is what with respect to administration? Again, you people have to write down certain officials' name. It becomes very, very important for your UPSC examination, right? Bagaduga, chief officials. Write down in heading chief officials. Yes. There were set of people whose name has to be remembered by you people, okay? Chief officials, Bagaduga, collector of taxes, Suta, charioteer, Suta, charioteer, right? Sangahitri, you can split the name, so that you people understand easily. Sanghahitri, treasurer. Sanghahitri, treasurer. Sachiva, minister or head of the department. Akshayavapa, Akshavapa, 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 in charge of dicing. So dicing was one among the important activity with respect to these people. He was in charge of it because there were lot of money which were betting which was involved in it. And dicing, dice, right? Takshana, carpenter. Takshana, carpenter. Mahishi, queen. Chief queen, head queen. There Mahishi, Mahisi, Mahishi, chief queen. Stapati, Stapati. Stapati refers to head judge. Again, these things would be given in what is the difference between UPSC and other examination. The thing is, these people in UPSC, what they do, they would give 4 match the following and ask you people what are the options which are rightly matched. One sort of question can be asked. Or else, what are the things that are wrongly matched? If they give you 4 options, okay, 1, 2 and 4 only, 2, 3 and 4 only, 1, 3 and 4 only, 1, 2, 3 and 4. That is what their usual question would be. So these questions can be asked in that manner. Are you getting me? So it is in turn making sure that you get confused. At some point of time, one is you will overlook into the question, otherwise you would have a sort of fear whether to attend this question or not. You might be knowing the question, right? You might be knowing the right answer, but the thing is you would have some sort of fear, right? So these sort of questions would be tested in your UPSC in this particular manner. But whereas with respect to other TSPSC and other examination, you need to match the following, that's it. Which is more easier? Which is more easier? You would be putting for 1, 2 or for 4, 3, something like that. You would be marking there and the matter. Here the same question, right or not? The question is not changed, but the difficulty level has been changed in UPSC. So that is the difference between UPSC and other examination. Is it very clear? Right? So how these
Roles. Was this also heredity was followed in?
Yes. All the posts were hereditary in nature, in almost all the things, because they in turn made sure that everything comes in hereditary way. So that is Varna system, right? Again, occupation was continuing in the same line, right? So this is what with respect to. So you would be able to see standing army at this particular period of time. Standing army. People started to maintain standing army. Again, it is controversy. Some say it is a standing army, maintaining standing army. Before that, it was not at all so. Now, are you able to see yesterday's news? If you people have seen yesterday's news, what is happening in Vietnam again? Any news? The common people have been given training with respect to basic military for self-defense. Are you getting on? Have you gone through it or not? Not yet heard. Please hear the news. Okay, please do that. Okay, the common man like you and me, we also need to participate in war, right? If at all war happens between China and Vietnam, because China is having too heavy strength, whereas this Vietnam is not having any match with respect to China in almost all spheres. That is why what they are doing in turn, I told you one strategy, porcupine strategy. Please, those people who are preparing for CAPF, write a note on porcupine strategy. In mains for you also, for everyone, porcupine strategy, the way of asking question differs from different examination, right? In mains, if at all, in international relations, right, or security, if at all, for UPSC, if at all they have to ask, right? So in what way they can ask, right? So there has been a word which was coined called porcupine strategy, right? What is it? What is it with respect to India? Does India or can India follow this particular strategy? The way of asking question would change in terms of lines itself. It has to be made sure that 4 lines question would be there, not single line. Here with respect to CAPF, write a note on porcupine strategy. There also you would be writing, but the thing is you have to make sure that in what way, if at all, we can improve or inculcate this strategy in India, Indian defense system. Or no means no, fine. So it is not suitable for Indian system because of such reasons, okay, because of these reasons. So this doesn't work in India. You can write in that manner or this manner, that is up to you people. That again we will be dealing it in current affairs. Are you getting me? So that is what the strategy. When I was talking about this particular aspect, please make sure that you go through. What is the thing which divides China from Vietnam? Which strait divides China from Vietnam? How many of you people are preparing for CAPF? All these things. You people also, I am not saying that you people should not. You people would be looking into the entire province of Vietnam. For them, what is this strait? That is more than enough. Are you getting me? For you people, you have to make sure that, okay, Vietnam and China has been divided by the Strait of Vietnam. On this side, you have this river, that is this sea, and this side, this sea, you have everything in and around. You have to make sure that you are doing a deep study about that particular topic. For them, it is not that deep, that's it. Are you getting me? So that you should not think that, okay, for us it is not there. What is the difference between preparing for a different examination? So that is the thing, right? Vietnam Strait divides Vietnam from China. It comes under what climatic condition? Again, geography question for both of you, right? Which type of climate? What is the crop which is growing in Vietnam? Is there any specific river which you people can get into? So all those are the things that has to be remembered, right? So now getting into other things, that is the social life of the people. Social life of the people. Until now I was talking about political life, right? Polity and administration I talked about. Now social life of the people, right? So when we talk about social life of the people, first and foremost importance was given to family. First and foremost importance was given to family. So family was large family or joint family, right? Joint family system was followed. The family was very large. Why I in turn mean to say is, so it starts from great grandfather to great grandson. So that was the number. You people imagine the number, right? Great grandfather to great grandson. and again it is patriarchal. Father is the head of the family, right? And what are the other things? Father and mother were respected. In today's scenario, we won't do that, right, at any cost. Father and mother were respected. And the another one most important point of view with respect to this is monogamy. Monogamy means single marriage, right? Polygamy was present in upper classes, as well as in ruling classes. Polygamy was there, right? So this in turn deteriorated the status of women. Are you getting me? How the status of women has been, what is the basic reason for deterioration of status of women? Are you getting me? A person who is having multiple wives, it in turn indicates that he need not give same respect to every wife. There arises the problem, right or not? So that is the basic concept with respect to triple talaq also, right? So there are many funny incidences. So why triple talaq has been regulated in India? Do you know? Huh? Yes, be louder. You people have to talk louder. Triple talaq becomes very, very important in your GS. One by one, yes. Triple talaq means giving the divorce in Muslim community, Islamic community. Yes, yes.
It was easy, sir. Divorce process was easy in triple talaq.
Sorry?
And they can marry another one. Easy.
Yes. Yes. Anyone else?
Women's interest was not followed.
Huh?
Women's interest was not followed.
Means?
They have no power in
The women were having very limited power. So triple talaq, there are many incidences that made the genuine people to split in their life. That is triple talaq. Because there was a case 3 years before. A person out of love from Dubai, he called his wife and said talaq, talaq, talaq. There ended the marriage. Finished, there finished everything. Are you getting me? Out of love. In out of love, people say, I hate you. Right or not? Out of love, if you say talaq, 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 then there end the matter. So that is, it was a sort of social insecurity to Islamic women. So that has to be regulated. Are you getting me? That has to be regulated. So it is not that you are giving talaq to a woman and marrying other person. So if at all a person having 3 to 4 wives, what is the divorce procedure? Again, it is related with Islamic law, right? So again, that is one among the problem. And sharing of, if a person marries a woman, right, and he had 2 to 3 babies with her. After that, he gives talaq to this woman. And if he does the same thing with respect to 3 to 4 women, then what will happen? The woman would be weakened, right or not? The position of woman would be weakened. What she will do for her livelihood? She is dependent on her, right or not, in all the way. She has to take care of her babies, right? Otherwise, the children would become orphan, right? They would indulge in all sort of anti-national, anti-social activities if proper education and other thing is not given. So all these are the problems which are in this society, right or not? So the deterioration of women's status is through this one. Are you getting me?
So how this got implemented, like who implemented triple talaq?
That is again a detailed topic. I will talk in other day. Okay. So it is not that you need to understand something about Islamic law and you need to understand about the Constitution of India and the bill which is relating to triple talaq. That would take around 40 minutes. So that is what. You people go and see what is triple talaq and what are the basic aspect with respect to triple talaq. So in turn, in order to empower women, right? Again, that is debatable. It has got its hidden agenda, politics, everything. But the thing is, at the end of the day, it is creating some sort of, right, some sort of benefit for women community in Muslim means, yes, we have to agree with that, because the Muslim women themselves have agreed that, right or not? So now we talk about polygamy was there, right? Polyandry was also there. Polyandry. Polyandry in turn refers to women having multiple husbands, Pancha Pandavas, right? They were married to Draupadi. That is what polyandry. I am giving an example. In most of the minute tribal areas, we have that, especially in and around Assam and in and around Himachal Pradesh or somewhere else. In some tiny places, we have polyandry, right? So polygamy, polyandry is there. And another most important thing with respect to this period is there is no sati. Sati is again limited. Sati sahagaman, right? Bonfire, that's what we say. They would jump into fire. So that is there. And another thing is child marriage was not here. Parda system was not here. Parda system means covering the entire body. In today's scenario, Islamic people, women does right. So that was, all those things were not there, right? Again, marriage with the dasyus were not done. What is meant by dasyu? People of other origin, not Aryans, which was prohibited. I told you even earlier also, right? They did not want their blood to mix with non-Aryans, right? So that is the thing that has been continued here also, right? So that is another thing. Marriage with non-Aryans, that is dasa or dasyu, is prohibited. There were a different set of marriages. When we talk about different set of marriages, you have Brahma. Brahma means marrying in same varna. So if a person is Brahmana, right, he would be marrying Brahmana itself, Brahmana woman itself. That is Brahma. And another set is Daiva. Daiva is highest. Daiva in turn refers to giving the daughter to priest, offering his or her daughter to priest. Please, you get married. So that is Daiva. So that is one among the highest, right? Another one is Anuloma. So Anuloma in turn refers to higher caste, higher varna male marrying lower varna female. Anuloma. Anuloma refers to higher varna male marrying lower varna female. And another one is Pratiloma, right? Lower varna male marrying higher varna female. Lower varna male marrying higher varna female. That is Pratiloma. Pratiloma. So these were the things that were present when we talk about these people, right? So at the same time, I was talking about dowry also. Dowry was very prominent, and the girls had the choice to choose their husbands. Women had the choice. Are you getting me? Women had the choice of choosing their husband. So in one way, what happens? You people need to understand this concept in in-depth manner. That is why I am, right? So when we talk about the women and women-related aspects with respect to early Vedic period, they had freedom, they had prestige. With respect to later Vedic period, they had freedom, they lost prestige. Are you getting me? What is the difference? There also they had some sort of freedom. Here also they are having some sort of freedom. But the thing is, they lost prestige in later Vedic period in terms of many things. I will give you an example, right? So first and foremost thing is, they were participants with respect to Sabha. in the early Vedic period. That is not happening here. And another most important thing is they were participating and they were accompanying their husband, respective husband, while performing ritual related activities. But in later Vedic period it is not happening. Are you getting me? So the pride that has been gained by women over a period of time is coming down over a period of time. So in today's scenario, what you people were are starting from there. Are you getting me? Right? So that is one among the things that has to be remembered by you people. When we talk about this other thing, that is Chaturvarna system was prevalent, right? Chaturvarna system was there, right? Even at the early Vedic period, the rules were made rigid at this point of time. Are you getting me? First thing is here, first try to understand any law for that matter, right? I will give you some minimum examples so that you people can understand it in very better manner. The thing is, first the government makes sure that you have to, right, be 18 years of age huh? And you have to have driving license, you have to have wear helmet. The government brings this law and makes sure that it is what day is today? 2022, right? So it is applicable from 25th of this month onwards. I am giving you as an example, right? So such is the scenario. From 26th, it is not that the government would in turn snatch away your license or make sure that you would be fined and everything. From 25th or 26th, it gives a breathing time for you people, right? You people have to accustom. It would give you 1 warning, 2 warning, 3 warning, depending on the scenario. Are you getting me? So in the same way, the Varna system, though it was started in the early Vedic period, over a period of 500 years, it has been made as rigid. Are you getting me? Is it simple? Does it sound simple? Yes. So this is the base. This is how you apply the concepts. So this is what with respect to Varna system. Varnas were getting rigider over a period of time. When we talk about Varna system, Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras, right? So these were the 4 Varnas, and here the Varna was capped at the time of birth. Are you getting me? If a person is born to Kshatriya, he becomes Kshatriya. If a person is born to Shudra, he becomes Shudra. If a person is born to Brahmana, he becomes Brahmana. Is it very clear? The Varna system has been capped at the time of birth itself. There what happened, though it was like that, but the thing is, if at all you are able to learn Vedas, then you can jump from Vaishya to Brahmana. Are you getting me? Based on occupation. If you are learning archery and if you are a Vaishya, then you can jump from Vaishya to Brahmana. Sorry, Kshatriya. Right? If a Brahmana wants to be a Kshatriya, then he has to learn Dhanurvidya and he can become Kshatriya. Are you getting me? So that was sealed at that period of time. At this period of time, this is not happening. Are you getting me? So what was the duty of Vaishya? To perform trade and trade related activity, to practice in agriculture, to set up industries. All sort of economic activities were controlled by Vaishyas. Are you getting me? So that was the thing with respect to here. So it in turn refers to specialization of occupation, right or not? In today's scenario, we have any specialization, especially in certain minute areas? For example, surgery. You have certain doctors who are MBBS and who have certain doctors who are heart specialist surgeon, right or not? Specialist. At that particular period of time itself, they were looking for specialists. IAS is generalist or specialist? generalist, right or not? It has been again over a period of time, it has been evolving. Now most of the people are recruited from private areas and they were given the post of director, joint director, something like that, to build some sort of responsibility is given with respect to private players also. Are you getting me? Now with respect to here, right, I was talking about jati system. So this is specialization of occupation in turn led to jati system, bringing of jatis inside the society. Jati started to arise. Jati means division, caste. Yes, very good, caste. Caste system started to arise at this particular period of time. Is it very clear? Caste system started at this time. So it is not hard and fast for them. Alright. So that is one among the things. Caste system started at this particular period of time. Even while we were talking about the dressing style, right? So we were talking about nivi. Nivi means undergarments. Vasa and ati vasasa. These were the three cloths which were used by the people, right? And both women and men both used to use turbans. So that is one among the things that has to be remembered. And another most important thing is they used to give importance to colorful dresses, right? Coloring. Dyeing unit was there, spinning unit was there, everything was there. They gave utmost importance to colors. How do we come to know about this using of colors? Usually Brahmins usually wore dark red color dresses. Kshatriyas wore light red colors, right? And Vaishyas wore yellow colors. So that was the specification with respect to color. Who has to wear which dress? Right, so that is one among the thing. And when we talk about other aspects with respect to society, right, toilet was given utmost importance. Toilets, there were toilet jars, what we call it a sink in modern day, right? So they were using scents, they were using scent. Whatever the body spray we use in today's scenario, they were using that at that particular period of time itself. Right? Anjana was sent, Anjana. Collyrium, Anjana and collyrium were the scents that were used for the purpose of fragrance. Collyrium, Collyrium, Anjana and collyrium. And black was the color of Shudras, the dressing, right? I was telling about Vaishyas and other people, right?
Black and white, sir, only black.
Black.
But there is one more category called Chandalas also.
Chandalas comes later stage. Chandalas were the people, when if at all these people enter, they would in turn make sound, we are coming. Okay. So if they come, almost all the street itself get emptied. Everyone used to get into their house and close the doors of the house. Yes. They were untouchables, they were hunters, they were, yes. So untouchables, mainly untouchables. Yes. Huh? Tribal people, yes. So that is why they were making sound before entering into the locality. They knew their limitation. Are you getting me? So that was the thing. And when we talk about other, that is sandalwood was used in toilets. Sandalwood for fragrance. Are you getting me? Toilet jars were prevalent at that particular period of time. So how was the society? In today's scenario, what we will do? We keep room freshener in toilets, right or not? Godrej or whatever. They have done that with respect to sandal. Can you ever imagine? In today's scenario, we have sandal fragrance, right? Toilet refresher. So they enjoyed their life and like anything.
So all this has came from the
Yeah, yeah. So again, these Harappans also gave utmost importance to toilets. Utmost importance to toilets. So they also used scented perfumes in toilets. They also had jars, something like that. So, but they to be more specific, so these people used anjana and they used sandalwood with respect to fragrance, right? So then when we talk about the other aspects with respect to these people, that is what are the entertainment and related aspects. They were loving to dance, music, these were part of their life. Dicing was part of their entertainment, right? Dicing, music, dancing, chariot race was also one among the very important games. Dicing, they were not playing just for sake, they used to bet, right? Gambling. So it became gambling. There were people who were held responsible to make sure that everything has been happening in proper manner. At least some sort of regulation has to be there, right? In today's scenario, what we have, online rummy, is there or not? How many people are losing their money and getting bankrupt? You know, you people know that, right? They are losing their life, yeah. They are losing their life. These apps in turn are made up of artificial intelligence, right or not? What is artificial intelligence? Yes, it has a pattern and it has been designed in such a way you would always lose. It would in turn make sure that you gain early, right? To 5 to 6 games, you win and make some money. After that, what happens? It makes addiction with respect to you people, and you people would be screwed.
Is it legal?
Which one? Yes, yes, yes. Again, the government has to take certain steps to close it.
In Telangana, it is not legal. Other states it is legal.
In Telangana, it is
Not legal.
it is not legal. Okay.
Gambling also not legal.
Online gambling is not legal. Fine. That should be there. Online gambling and lotteries, all these things ruin people. In Kerala, if you get into Kerala, line lottery shops would be there. Line. How many of you people have gone there? Line lottery shops would be there.
Full of lottery tickets.
Yes, please. Huh? Kerala full of lottery ticket. What is the probability that you win, right or not? Is there anything? There was a person called in Tamil Nadu, Lottery Martin was there. His name is Lottery Martin. What he used to do is, you need to pump in around for 1 crore rupees prize or whatever it might be. I am talking this with respect to your GS paper. These are the socio-economic issues of the people. Are you getting? Please try to interlink all these things, right? As an administrator, you people has to know all these things, right? So what there has to be certain cap. Are you getting me? Cap with respect to printing of lottery tickets. For 1 crore, 20 lakh tickets can be sold. For example, I am giving you. What these people will do, instead of 20, they will make it as 35 lakhs. 35 lakh ticket would be sold for 1 crore. 10 rupees ticket each, or 15 or 20 rupees, whatever might be the price of lottery ticket. Are you getting me? So it is just like mafia market. Again, that ruins the life. Here also gambling, right? Dicing was gambling. Again, when we talk about Mahabharata, right or not, Shakuni was the person who was in charge of made sure that the Pandavas lose everything, right or not? So here also we have to have checks and balances. They had it. Are you getting me? So this is one among the thing. And we also talk about another most important thing, that is horse race was also popular. Horse race became very popular at this period of time. While performing Vajpaya Yaga, right, chariot race was run. In order to make sure that the king has to get the that is support of the people, he has to perform this one. he has to ride horse. He has to ride horse. There are many stories with respect to choosing of horse for the king. Choosing of horse, right? So choosing the king becomes very difficult. Choosing of horse for the king becomes very, very difficult. Because I told you on the other day, that is a ruler who was named after three Samudra Pilavaha. Three Samudra Pilavaha. So that was the title which was given to, that is Gautami Putra Satakarni. His horses drank water in three oceans. The thing is, when you get into battlefield, when you get food, you don't know. Then what about the thing with respect to the horses and with respect to elephant and other things? So that is why, while selecting the horses for Raja himself, what these people would do is made sure that the horse does not drink even water for 20 days. They make sure that it is empty stomach. After that, they would make thousands of horses to run. They would in turn say the Raja to give sound. At that time, which horse turns back and comes first, it would be the horse of the Raja. Right? So it would be treated with pride, with every aspect. So that is what with respect to selecting of horses. And in horse branding and other things, purchasing of horse, there were many sort of corruption which was happening at that particular period of time. So at most of the cases, Rajas used to be present while bringing of horses from Arabia. Are you getting me? There were, for horse, separate department were there in the later Vedic period. After the later Vedic period, especially at the time of Mauryans and other people. Right? So these are the basic type of entertainment. And when we talk about Samaveda, I was also telling that it gave utmost importance towards singing, right? There were, music was given utmost importance, and here you would be able to see lot of musical instruments like flute, right? Like flute, lute, L-U-T, lute, flute, lute, harp, drums, harp, H-A-R-P, harp, drums, cymbal, C-Y-M-B-A-L, C-Y-M-B-A-L. So all these are the instruments with respect to music. Flute, lute, harp, drums, everything. All these things were musical instrument that was at that particular period of time. Is it very clear? Right? So until now I was talking about society as such. Now we have to talk about other things. One second. If I left something, I just wanted to find. And another most important thing with respect to society, right? So the life of the people was divided into four categories, right? The life of the people was divided into four categories. So what were those? The life of people was minimum considered to be 100 years. Minimum, that is very minimum, right? Among that, there were four categories. First category is brahmacharya. Brahmacharya. Second one, grahastha. Grahastha. Third one, vanaprastha. Fourth one, sannyasa. Fine. First one what? Brahmacharya. Brahmacharya in turn refers to, all these belongs to 25 years here. Are you getting me? Brahmacharya is for 25 years, grahastha for 25 years, vanaprastha for 25 years, and sannyasa after that. After vanaprastha it is sannyasa. It is like that. Are you getting me? Right? So when we talk about brahmacharya, brahmacharya is nothing but becoming dvija. Dvija means wearing, having upanayana ceremony done, right, is wearing of sacred thread, right. After that going into, that is patashala, right, Veda patashala, Gurukula, right, going to Gurukula. So that was the basic thing with respect to brahmacharya. First mandatory thing is to wear, that is sacred thread or upanayana. It was different age for different varna. For example, brahmanas can have this threading ceremony for their child at the age of 8. Kshatriyas can have this threading ceremony at the age of 10. And Vaishyas have threading ceremony at the age of 12. For Shudra, there is no threading ceremony. Are you getting me? So again, it was age-wise categorized. What they will do, especially whenever you go to these Gurukulas, even today, what they will do is, these brahmacharya, how to attain and what are the things that would usually happen in those things, even until today I am talking about. First thing is, they would get up in and around 4:30, 4 or 4:30. Okay. So after that, they won't be having any sort of bed coffee or something like that. They used to take bath even in, that is hard cold winter season, they used to take bath in cold water. So that is the thing. After that, they have to, they would get some sort of hot drinks to drink. For children, I am talking about 6, 8 or whatever the age group in today's scenario. Okay. So after that, they would have their morning prayers, the rituals. At the time of sun, Gayatri mantra is there for you people. In Gayatri mantra comes from, Gayatri mantra is done in order to praise God Surya and Savitri. Savitri, right? So that is the thing, and that comes from Rig Veda. Are you getting me? They has to perform all these activities in the early morning. After that, they will have a nice, that is tiffin. What is the usual tiffin for them? Whatever that is left out yesterday night, that would be put in water, and some sort of curd would be given to them. They will eat that and they will get into the classes. Up to 1, they would be having many sessions. After that, they would be given lunch time. Up to 3, they would be some sort of free, and 4 to 5, some sort of games would be played. In evening, they have to do evening rituals and revision, and up to 8 o'clock this follows. 8 o'clock lunch, after that they would go to bed. So this is the scenario. But the food is very strict. Why? Right? Because in order to, if you people eat very good food, your mind goes automatically what you people are thinking now at this point of time. When I go to home, what would be my tiffin? Right or not? If you are no, then you might be people who are different in nature. Right or not? What would be my lunch? What would be my dinner? We plan, right or not? If that goes to the child, then he would in turn deviate from learning. That is why for them every day one food only. Are you getting me? So that is what brahmacharya. I wanted to make sure that you people understand that in better manner. Brahmacharya means dedicating yourself with respect to education, not to indulge in any other activities, even sexual activities. Are you getting me? Everything. So, especially for males, brahmacharya. Because for women, they had education. In early Vedic period also, women had education. Women were scholars and who were also writing hymns. I have told you people, Gargi, as well as I was insisting on Lopamudra and other people, other women scholars, right? Education was there, but the Gurukula system was not there. Let me be making sure that you understand that in better manner. Education was there in early Vedic period. Education is there in later Vedic period for women. but there was no Gurukula system.
So you study at home.
Huh?
Where they will study?
They would in turn get into, teachers would be appointed.
At home.
Teacher would be appointed at home. Right?
For Shudras,
Shudras, they did not have education. Shudras, they were exempted.
The practice only.
Shudra, who were Shudras? That is why I want you people to attend the regular classes. Right? Who were Shudras? The people who were other than Aryans were Shudras. The people of native land were Shudras. They did not want their blood to be mixed with non-Aryans. Are you getting me? Right? So this is the scenario. So this is all about brahmacharya. Right? So after completing their this thing, they would be giving Guru Dakshina to their respective gurus, and they would come back. After that, they would be Grahastha. Grahastha in turn refers to what? Family man, becoming family man. In today's scenario, if you are not going to employment around 25 years, what people will ask? If you are in MBBS, okay, that is exceptional, because right, 24, it finishes around 23 or 24. But for CA, in some cases, okay. For IAS, you people are what? Just like landlords. For preparing for IAS, that is the benefit of preparing for IAS. What people used to do, they would do all sort of things. Their dressing would be in style manner, and they will come to class as if they are collectors. Are you getting me? As if they are police officers. So that is what the liberty you enjoy at this preparing time. After that, you will get to know the reality. So that is, I don't want you to get into that, but the thing is, I am saying, right? So this is what the scenario up to 25. They don't demand you to work, or what is your work, what are you doing, no questions, right? So up to 25, they can learn. When we talk about Grahastha, he becomes family man, he gets married, right? And he takes care of financial and other aspects of his family. He takes the responsibility at this particular period of time. Is it very clear? He takes almost all the responsibilities at this period of time. So that is what, from 25 to 50, he enjoys family life. It is meant for family life. Are you getting me? After that, what happens? He makes sure that his son and daughter gets married, first thing. So he has to finish off his responsibility, right? So after finishing his responsibility with respect to their marriage, he along with his wife goes to forest, that is called as Vanaprastha. Forest books, I have told you, right? Forest Aranyakas, forest books, right? So what they will do? They would get into the forest, they would meditate, they would learn what is what, they would enjoy the philosophy. The time they have spent with respect to education, that is immense. Are you getting me? In today's scenario, can you ever imagine after completing your degree and going and studying any book? Is it possible? That too at your work, that is work and family time, it has been reduced to like anything, right or not? So, but after 50 years, they get into forest, do the research, know what is philosophy, what is psychology, and what is other things. These people spend around 50 years of lifetime in studying here. Are you getting me? First to 25 as brahmacharya they study, and after that from 50 to 75 again they study. They know what is world, what is reality. Are you getting me? And after that, what happens? After 75, he brings his wife back to home and he handovers her to her son. Please take care of your mother. Then what he does? He goes to forest and takes sannyasa. Sannyasa is not coming back to home. Are you getting me? So what they will do? They will meditate. They will do almost all the things. They want to attain moksha. That is their basic aspect. They want to attain moksha. That is the only thing that they are looking at. Right? So this is one among the things that has to be remembered. four, that is the society was divided into, again the life of a person was divided into four parts: brahmacharya, grahastha, vanaprastha and sannyasa. So this is how it goes on. Are you getting me? So this is with respect to the society. Now,
Don't have any funeral type, sir.
sorry,
There is no funeral for them.
funeral is there. At the end they will come to know through one or the other source, and they will perform that. Funeral is a very good question. There are, when I used to talk about religion and religious aspect, I have not come right. So while talking about the religion, right, so there are 16 rituals from birth, not from birth, from getting pregnancy up to death. These later Vedic period is called as the time of sutras. Sutras means formulas. Are you getting me? Sutras in turn refers to formulas. So formula with respect to rituals. How to perform certain yaga, how to perform certain yajna, how to do sacrifices, everything, right? So with respect to that, they believed life starts only after Upanayana. So that is one among the things. Even for pregnancy, even for carrying itself, they used to perform homas. Are you getting me? If at all. So that is the ritual that was performed until death. After the birth of child, what happens? What is the procedure? First progeny, right or not? First making sure that the lady's womb has been right in proper way for giving birth to a child. For that they would do homas and sacrifice. After that they would be performing namakarana after the birth. After that they would be performing ayush homa. The thing is, we have left first one. In today's scenario, namakarana is there, ayush homa is there. At the time of attaining certain age, again they would perform ayush homa. Example 32, 54, 60, 80, all these are very delicate years with respect to human life. You people can search and let me know, because at some people's family, directly or indirectly, their ancestors, they might have 90% of the cases, I am telling you. 54 one thing, and 60 is another thing, 80 is another thing. So all these are delicate years, right? So that is why they used to perform ayush homa. At that Maha Mrutyunjaya mantra, japa and everything would be organized, and they would do all these sort of rituals. And after that, marriage. For marriage we have our own tradition and rituals are there, right or not? So then after that, we have the same set of elaborate ceremonies up to death. On the burial ground, we have the same set of thing. When actually these things, Puranas and Vedas say, there are instances after death life comes back to the people. That is why what happens usually is that when we lift the dead body, right, it would be kept in 3 places. While traveling to burial ground, it would be kept in 3 places, right? So at certain period of time, if at all a prana comes back, it can come back. Are you getting me? Do you believe this?
I would believe it if it would happen any time.
Rarest of the rare cases.
It happened.
It has happened to my father's brother.
Really.
It has, everything was done, and what was the thing is, at the time of burial he got up. Everyone started to run. Are you getting me? So at that time, that is, I am talking about 60 years before. People treat them differently. Again, it is your prarabdha karma, yaar. What is your life, that has to be left. Again, everything has its reason. That is what I am saying you. So that is, all these are the things. That is why these people keep on insisting on all these rituals. Are you getting me? Now if you don't keep somewhere, and what happens, there is no possibility of coming back, if at all, if at all. We don't know what is in God's mind. By mistake they might have taken this person instead of some other person, right or not? There are chances, there are chances. I think the same was the movie with respect to Yamadonga, or some Telugu movie, NTR's, right or not? Same concept. It is not that it is made for fun or something. It was the real case. Again, it is people can be able to see it in Vedas, right? So when we talk about 16 rituals from birth up to death, so that was the scenario which was at this particular period of time. Okay, elaborate rituals. It was not that the rituals were simple. When we talk about early Vedic period, what were the people who were offering God? Milk, curd, right? And paddy, or whatever the crops that were grown in excess were offered to God, and they prayed, God, please bless us. I want this to be fulfilled. So that was the scenario, right? But here, everything changes. People starts to demand, right or not? At that particular period of time, if at all a homa or anything has to happen, right? 7 priests plus 2 chief priests were present, totally 9 in number. So in later Vedic period, it has become 17 in number, right? So in order to perform Rajasuya Yaga, a king has to give 2,40,000 cows. Are you getting me? Right or not? 2,40,000 cows has to be given. And gold, silver, many things has to be given to Brahmanas. Right? Again, all these rituals are not meant for Shudras. Are you getting me? All these Shudras, if they had money, also they were unable to perform all these rituals. So that was the system. It was meant only for Brahmanas, Kshatriyas and Vaishyas. So this was the system with respect to this particular time period. And here again, another most important thing that starts is that of people starts to meditate. People starts to meditate. They believe in transmigration of soul, even in the earlier period of time. Here, that is the difference between today's scenario and 3,000 to 5,000 years before. Are you getting me? In today's scenario, what you people will think? After studies, I need to go to work. I need to be in a position where I command others. I give instructions. Right or not? That is why you people are here. Serving and other things are part of it. That's it. Right or not? It is not you people have come to serve. It might be part of your interest. I am not blaming that. The thing is after that, after retirement, you would enjoy with respect to your family member, that's it. But the thing is, these people knew that this is not the end. Are you getting me? The soul has birth. It is your body that has died at this birth, that's it. So the soul would get into the water and it would in turn take rebirth in some way or the other. So in order to take rebirth, right, the soul, transmigration of soul, right, so it in turn depends on the karmas that you have done at this particular period of time, at the time of birth. Is it very clear? The karma that you people have done before death. So that is taken into account in order to get a new life in some other manner, right? So that is what transmigration of soul. This becomes very, very important, right? So how does this happens, right? Whatever the good deeds that you people have done, right? So that would make you to live a happier life in the next birth, in your next birth. Whatever the bad things that you people have done, are you getting me? That would be making sure that you would have a bad life in your next birth. We people are just thinking about another 5 years, how to close our EMI, how to get married, how to be in a position. But these people were thinking about their next birth and how to even close their birth, recycle of birth. Are you getting me? Taking next birth is one thing, and how to come out of this rebirth, that is what Buddha and Mahavira speaks. Right or not? How to overcome this rebirth, birth, death, this recycle is there, right? How to come over it? Philosophy of Sunya is there, right? Your goods and your bads has to be zero. It has to be balanced. Are you getting me? So that is where you get into moksha. That is the scenario you get into moksha. That was practiced by these people, that is Vedic Aryans. So they started to meditate, they dedicated their time towards almost all the literary works. They made sure that they were minimizing their bad things and doing good things in order to attain good karma or good birth in the next stage. Are you getting me? Right? So this is the position with respect to later Vedic period. They had an idea on all these aspects. They had an elaborate idea on all these aspects. And what were the other things? Even in their education itself, they had another set of concepts, that is Para Vidya and Apara Vidya. The education itself, we had two things. One is Para Vidya. Para Vidya means day-to-day aspects. Apara Vidya, that is out of the world, knowledge about Atman. Knowledge of Atma, what is Atma and what are the things that it is capable of doing. Para Vidya and Apara Vidya. So that is one among the things with respect to these people. And when we talk about other aspects with respect to religion as such, with Vedic period or later Vedic period, here most of the gods who were in power, especially in early Vedic period, started to lose their power. Especially Indra and Agni, they were predominant god, right? In early Vedic period, they were predominant god. They started to lose their power at this particular period of time. Then who gained power? Lord Shiva, who has been inculcated from Harappan civilization. Are you getting me? There were something which were borrowed by these people. There were something that were borrowed by these people with respect to Indus Valley civilization. One thing is worship of Lord Shiva, and another one thing is migration, transmigration of soul. I was talking on the other day with respect to Harappans also. Transmigration of soul, right? So all these things were borrowed by idol worship. So idol worship is other thing. So that was borrowed by these that is Rigvedic people from Harappan civilization or Indus Valley civilization. Right? So when we talk about, religion and religious related aspects, right? So here with respect to later Vedic period, elaborate rituals, elaborate sacrifices, everything was done at this particular period of time. And Vishnu and Rudra started to gain power. They become superior. They became superior gods instead of Indra and Agni. They replaced Indra and Agni, that's what we can say. Vishnu and Rudra. Rudra in turn refers to Lord Shiva himself, right? Indra and Agni were replaced by Vishnu and Rudra. So that is one thing you people has to remember, right? So Vishnu was considered as protector, and Prajapati, that is Brahma, Prajapati went on to become the supreme god. Prajapati, Trimurtis, among Trimurti, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva is there, right? So Prajapati is nothing but the creator himself. He attained the topmost post at this particular period of time, right? And there were certain gods which were left for Shudras to pray, that is Pushan. Please, I want you people to write certain things. Pushan. You have joined for UPSC? Fine. We are talking about second chapter. It is almost finished. We'll look into it. Okay, Pushan, right? So Pushan is god for Shudras as well as for cattle. Pushan is god for Shudras as well as for cattle, right? So when we talk about the other aspects, there were yagas and yajnas which were done for public good as well as for private purpose, right? So all the yagas and yajnas which were done for public was in the name of the king. King used to preside over it. Okay. It was based on departments. Even today, for building of any hospital, right or not, who will stand in Bhumi Puja? MLA or minister? Government hospital I am talking about. So that was the thing that was happening even at that particular period. That has been followed until now, right or not? And another most important thing, private ceremonies like that of individual houses, they have some sort of puja that would be kept in their house. So all these things were the different types of functions that were happening at that particular period of time, right? Now we have to have an idea about the education system as such. The education system of these Vedic Aryans, later Vedic Aryans. I told Upanayana is first thing which is mandatory to get education.
That was only for male or for both male and female?
I told you, right? Upanayana was done for both. Upanayana was done for both. There are evidences with respect to that.
But the female were not sent to Gurukula?
Yes, the female were not sent to Gurukulas. Male were sent to Gurukulas at this particular period of time.
Upanayana was for male and female?
Yes, both, yes.
Early Vedic period?
Yes, early and later also. Later also. There are many evidences with respect to that. Okay? Over a period of time, it started to decline. That procedure was left over a period of time. Because at this particular period, I told you earlier, while doing certain things, following certain orders, it takes some time duration. Right or not? So, women were given utmost importance with respect to freedom. It is matter of freedom. Are you getting me? It is matter of freedom and equality. So, that has been followed over a period of time. Right? When we talk about the other aspects with respect to these people in terms of education, right? Almost all the subjects were taught to the students, especially medicine. All 4 Vedas were taught, right? As well as that is artillery were taught, defense mechanism were taught, education, philosophy, in terms of philosophy, ethics, mathematics, everything, science, astrology, astronomy, everything was taught at that particular period of time. In terms of mathematics, when we talk about today's scenario, algebra, arithmetic and geometry, right? So everything was having its own name with respect to this particular period of time, that is, I am talking about later Vedic period. In terms of mathematics, it was called as Ganit Shastra, right? So algebra was called as Bija Shastra, Bija Ganit. Algebra was called as Bija Ganit. Please, algebra was called as Bija Ganit, geometry was called as Rekha Ganit, arithmetic was called as Anka Ganit. Arithmetic deals with numbers, right? 1, 2, 4, that is, there are equations, arithmetic equation, geometric equation, harmonic equation, right? So arithmetic was called as Anka Ganit, right? So these people knew how to calculate square, the area of a square, the area of triangle, the area of circle. Please, area of square, triangle and circle. They were proving that square is equal to triangle is equal to circle. They were proving that. They were proving that theory. Are you getting me? Square is equal to triangle, triangle is equal to circle. So that was the theory. And these Aryans were the people who used 0. They were the people who used 0 in terms of their number system. One or any number that was followed by 0, that in turn indicates what? These people had dealt with all these things in terms of lakhs or crores or thousands, right or not? There were many numbers, many digits which were used at this particular period of time, right or not? So that is one among the thing. They also knew square root and cube root. Right? In banking examination, what is the thing that has been asked, that has been tested? What is square root of this area? What is cube root of this area? So, right, what is the circumference of this area? So, that is how the question should be. These people were able to do all these things at that particular period of time itself. Are you getting me? So, this is also one among the things that has to be remembered. And another most important thing is charakas. Charakas. What do you mean by charakas? Charakas are the teacher, one who moves from one place to another place. One place to another place, even one country to another country for the spread of knowledge. For example, so there was a Pallava king, right? He went up to China in order to spread knowledge. He went up to China. There are many people here, many people. So charakas, very, very important. This can be asked in your UPSC prelims. The exam, whichever conducted by UPSC, this can be asked. What is the term charaka in ancient India mean? They would give 4 options for that. Charaka means teacher who are in movement. They can go to any country and they want to teach, spread the knowledge to the people. So that is what charaka is all about. Right? Then what is the importance that these people gave to education that can be known from the Rig Vedas says, right? Any child gets its physical body from father, but child gets knowledge from gurus. So that is the importance that these people have given to gurus. Right? So this is all about education as such. Until now, is there any doubt?
So all the 3 Varnas were taught all the
Yes. Again, I want to correct you people, because for Kshatriyas, they want the art of warfare. They want to how to run the country. Economics is required. Administration is required. Again, it is segregated. Are you getting me? For everyone, there is no common topic. For Brahmanas, they need not have these areas. If they have interest, they can learn. That is different issue. Altogether different issues. And for Varna, that is Vaishyas, how to deal with the trade and commerce, medicines for doctors, right or not? So everything was science and technology. When we talk about science and technology, we have to understand about astrology, astronomy. Everything was present in their syllabus. They knew what is full moon. They knew what is new moon. They knew that science. Are you getting me? In terms of science, what do you people understand, right? So when we talk about science and technology, again as a subject I am talking about, right? They knew what is full moon. They knew what is new moon, solar and lunar eclipse. They had an idea about it. And they knew what is the time duration that the moon takes in order to, that is round the earth. That in turn refers to what? They had a very good idea about, they knew that the moon is revolving around the earth. That itself the great thing, right or not? And they also calculated the bodies which were revolving around the sun. right? They were knowing that the bodies which were revolving around the sun was also known to them, right? So all these things, what is the distance between sun and other bodies? That's what we do with the use of telescope and satellite and many other things, right or not? We calculate asteroids, and we calculate is there any asteroid which is which has left its orbit and trying to hit any planet as such, right or not? What is the difference distance between each planet with respect to other planet? What is the difference, the distance between the each planet with respect to sun? All these things were known to these people, right? So they know what are whatever the bodies that were revolving around the sun, what is the difference between distance between the sun to that particular object. Object here means planets, right or not? The same thing was said by a person called Galileo Galilei. How many of you people know his name? Who was he? He was an astronomer, right? So he was from Europe. He said that, do anyone know his time period? He was from 15th century. He was the person who was belonging to 15th century AD, not BC. Here we are talking about BC, right or not? He said that, right? So Earth is not the center of the solar system. The sun is at the center, and Earth and other planets move around the sun. For that, he was given the best prize. What was the best prize? He was poisoned, he was killed.
A punishment, right?
Yeah.
But I've been talking against the Vedas.
Huh? He was talking against the churches at that particular period of time. Are you getting me? We are 2500 years ahead of them in terms of science and technology. Now we are begging for other people like that of China, and we are trying to, right? So in today's scenario, Ajit Doval went to Russia, right or not? He was asking Russia whether he said unlimited friendship, right or not? We would be there for you. He said they have given that hope to China. Then what would be the scenario of India? Right, there comes the question, right or not? We are dependent on most of the aspect with respect to Russia. Again, that is becoming a problem, right? So, but you imagine the technology at this particular period of time. We were superior in terms of astronomy, right? Science, everything. So that is the basic aspect that has to be looked into, right? Any doubts up to now? Now, what is the other thing which is left off? We have to talk about the economy. After economy, I would give some notes. Time is up. Right, when we talk about economy with respect to these people, right? So, later Vedic Aryans. When we talk about them, they shifted their base from, that is northwestern part to southeastern part. They have got into Ganga and Yamuna Doab, which consists of fertile that is fertile land, which has been flooded by Ganga and Yamuna rivers, that is Youngfold rivers, right? So this is the region where we get iron ore in excess. All these things made a sort of food security with respect to these later Vedic Aryans. This in turn led to the formation of Mahajanapadas at this particular period of time. At this particular period of time, the major war which were happening around this particular period of time was due to land as well as for cattle. Land and cattle, the battles were fought for this purpose. Who had greater control, right? Then what about economy? What about economy? Barter system started to slowly change into, that is money related economy. We have some sort of coins which were made out of gold and silver. So that what is the name of this coin, right? So all those things has to be remembered by you people. Karshapana. Karshapana is the coin, right? Karshapana refers to coin at this particular period of time. Nishka refers to gold. Gold bar. Biscuits, gold biscuit or bar. Karshapana, coin.
Coin of gold.
Not gold. Coin, normal copper coin. Nishka, Nishka. Nishka refers to gold bars. Satamana, Satamana. Satamana refers to gold pieces. Actually, these Nishkas, that is gold bars, are there, right? That were made as a basement or base for transaction purpose instead of cows. In the earlier day, what you people used to do? Cow was kept as the basic instrument with respect to trading. But here Nishka has been used from now onwards. Instead of cow, gold has been brought into trade and related aspects. Is it very clear? Right? And another most important aspect with respect to this Vedic economy is that you people would be studying about use of tin, lead and silver, copper, everything in terms of making coins. It is not that I won't say that it is full-fledged coin system that existed in the society as such. Barter system was there, but it was slowly changing over a period of time. First Indian origin coin, if you want me to say, it is punch mark coins. Punch mark coins. That comes later stage. But these people have been using this Nishka as tool for mode of exchange. Are you getting me? Right? Then what were the other sort of things which has to be remembered with respect to agriculture? Tilling of land was done by oxes, which were in multiple in number. I told you earlier also, 6, 8, 12, 20. All these axes, that is oxes or bulls, were tied and they were used for tilling of land, which in turn increased the productivity of the land, as well as productivity in turn indicated food security to the mass number of people. Food security was there. And what were the other activities, right? There were many other activities, that is cattle rearing, chariot making, right or not? As well as goldsmith, jewelry making, right? Blacksmith were there, leather works, leather industry was playing very predominant role. So as well as trade and commerce flourished over a period of time, right? So basket makers were there, weavers were there, spinners were there, cloth making industry became very, very important. Dyeing unit, spinning unit were there. I told, right, people were using colorful cloths at that particular period of time. Colors. Dyeing and spinning has to be there, right? Right? So as well as other activities, goldsmith were there, pot makers. Pot makers played very important role. All these things comes under economic activity. Astrologers, astronomers, doctors, everything, everyone came under economic activity. And we have information regarding lending of money, right? Lending of money. So which was around 10% interest. 10% interest. So that the lending of money is known through Atharvana Veda, right? So again, Atharvana Veda, lending of money, we come to know about it from Atharvana Veda. Again, this can be your prelims question in any of the UPSC examinations, right? So this is one among the things. And after that, when we talk about taxation, it was varied from 1/5 to 1/10. It was varied from 1/5 to 1/10. And there were certain section of people who were exempted from taxes, especially Brahmanas and Kshatriyas. They were given offer, exempted, they were exempted from taxes, right? And what is the other important thing which has to be remembered, right? So when we talk about other things such as judicial system, right, the punishment for Brahmanas were very limited, if at all they were very, very minimum in nature. The punishment for Kshatriyas also were very limited. Brahmanas were superior even with respect to Kshatriyas in most of the cases. Are you getting me? Why Brahmanas became very important at this particular period of time, right? So the basic reason is he was the shadow of the king. He was acting as shadow of the king. He was advising in each and every aspect with respect to the king. At the time of coronation, he played very important role. At the time of war, even at the war, that is even on the battlefield, he used to perform homas and havans for the victory of his kings. At times, in later Vedic period, after later Vedic period, you people would be seeing there were many rulers who were from Brahmin origin. Shatavahanas, the entire dynasty is of Brahmin origin. Sungas, the entire dynasty is of Brahmana origin. Right or not? They were the real rulers. Kanvas. Right? So that was the thing with respect to Brahmanas. So that is why they enjoyed utmost power. They were equivalent to king, yaar. Even more than king at many of the time. And when we talk about the other people, that is Kshatriyas, they had very minimum that is punishment. And Vaishyas and Shudras has to go under severe punishment. The crime against Brahmana would be treated very seriously. The crime against Brahmana, especially killing of Brahmana, right? So it is an act of sinfulness. So all these things were part of this Vedic period, right? So and when we talk about, I think I have left food habits, right? With respect to food habits, almost same. All vegetables were grown. Soma and Sura were the drinks. And in terms of crops, right, barley, wheat, sesamum and mustard. So all these were the staple crops. And please make sure, what is the staple food of Rigvedic Aryans? Milk and milk products. Are you getting me? Milk and milk products become the staple food of Aryans. So all these things has to be kept in mind by you people, right? So here we wind up with respect to later Vedic period, right? So after that, in and around 6th century BC, what is the scenario with respect to India? That we would be starting tomorrow, right? So make sure that you write down something. Huh? Decline until they become part over a period of time. Actually what happens after this is the entire area, whatever it is there, right? So again there would be a power struggle from 6th century BC to 4th century BC until the Mauryan Empire. There were different set of people, one who tries to dominate this particular area, especially the people who governs, I told you, Magad or Magadha, right? One who had control over Magadha in and around the parts of modern day Bihar, especially Patna and surrounding areas, right? So they had the greater probability of ruling the entire country. So here unification comes for the first time. Unification of India starts from this particular period onwards. So the rise of Mahajanapadas, right? Where what happens over a period of time is that here you people would be able to see, right? First one, the changes with respect to administration as such, first thing. And second thing, the changes with respect to religion as such. The birth of two new religions, that is Buddhism and Jainism, on one part and administration and superpower, becoming superpower on the other part. Right? Is it very clear? So the people on who the dynasties which ruled Magad or Magda played a very important role in terms of unification. There were different dynasties which ruled Magad from 6th century BC to 4th century BC. Nandas, Shishunagas, and many people. Haryankas, Nandas, Shishunagas, these were the people, dynasties which ruled at that particular period of time. Right? At the same time, Alexander's invasion takes place. After that, we come to know that the Mauryans take over the entire land. So this is the basic aspect after post-Mauryan period. There are political changes. There are, that is, religious changes. At that particular period of time, around there were 62 religions. 62 religions. Among that, which came into limelight was Buddhism and Jainism. They were followed by crores of people. Even what happens, I would in turn let you know, that is whenever there is change of why these people, why Jainism and Buddhism becomes popular, what might be the reason here? What might be the reason for Jainism getting popularity and Buddhism getting popularity at this particular period of time, in and around 6th century BC? The religious rights were not enjoyed by almost all the people in the society in terms of early Vedic and later Vedic period. Right? Right or not? Are you getting me? Yes or no? Yes? Right? In such a scenario, especially the Shudras were out of all the religious activities. They want to have certain sort of religion that they want to follow in order to get all sort of benefits, in order to get some sort of knowledge, right or not? So in such a scenario, and at the same time, even the Vaishyas were affected by the Brahmanas. So that is one among the things. So in such a scenario, what happens is, these two people, Vaishyas as well as the Shudras, were in turn shifted towards Buddhism and Jainism. And there were even not even Vaishyas and Shudras are okay. The people who were at the ruling class, the Kshatriyas itself themselves felt the heat of Brahmanas, because in order to perform Rajasuya Yaga, you need to pay 2,40,000 cow. Means, can you imagine the expenses with respect to performing certain activities which are religious in nature became very, 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 very costly at this particular period of time. So even the people from ruling class started to do away with Hinduism and get on to, that is, Buddhism and Jainism. Elaborate rituals. Are you getting me? Right? So this is all about, yes, later Vedic period. Any questions or doubts you ask me? No, it's 9:30. Yeah. Bullock cart ships, everything. Please go through your NCERTs. Okay? I wanted to give more notes, but it is not possible today. Right, any doubts? Tomorrow first session itself will make notes, then we'll go with other things. Fine, no doubts, right? Please go through NCERTs. Whatever I do today, please go through. And if there is any doubt, please let me know tomorrow. Fine? Thank you.